there's something strange happening in the world of Taylor Swift. For the first time in years, the woman who seemed to be everywhere, releasing albums, re-recording old hits, touring stadiums, and redefining pop culture, has suddenly gone quiet. No surprise drops, no cryptic Instagram posts, no Easter eggs to decode. It feels almost eerie. But when a woman as strategic and self-aware as Taylor Swift goes silent, it's never by accident. It's the calm before the next storm. And this silence might be the most powerful move of her entire career. But what exactly is going on behind the scenes? Why would one of the biggest artists in modern history step back when she's at the absolute peak of her fame? The truth is, Taylor's next chapter is already in motion. And it's not just about music. It's about empire building, control, and the reinvention of identity. Before we dive deeper, make sure you stay tuned till the end. Because what's happening now with Taylor isn't just a career move. It's a playbook for how to dominate your own narrative in a world that tries to write it for you. For over a decade, Taylor Swift has mastered the art of constant evolution. From her teenage country beginnings to pop superstardom, from heartbreak anthems to empowerment ballads, she's rewritten her image more times than most artists could survive. But what makes her unique isn't just the music. It's the strategy behind it. Taylor's career has always been like a chessboard. Every move calculated, every silence intentional, every headline a setup for the next act. And right now, she's doing something most people don't expect. She's disappearing to expand. Let's rewind for a second. Her Eras Tour wasn't just a concert series. It was a global event, a cultural phenomenon that turned entire cities into Swift-themed economies. Millions of fans, billions in revenue, and a documentary that broke streaming records. But beneath the glitter and confetti, that tour wasn't just celebration, it was closure. It was Taylor closing a chapter that started with Fearless and ended with her taking back her masters, her name, and her legacy. So now, after dominating music, what's left for Taylor Swift to conquer? Plenty. You see, while most people view her as a musician first, Taylor has quietly built something much larger. A brand that operates like a media empire. And her recent silence, it's a sign she's shifting her focus from performance to power. Let's break it down. The first sign, strategic silence. Taylor Swift has always spoken through her music. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every triumph, it all ends up in a song. But lately, she's been holding back. No teasers, no leaks, no lyrical clues. To the casual fan, it looks like rest. But in reality, this is positioning. Taylor knows the modern world runs on oversharing. Artists post every thought, every emotion, every half-formed idea. But she's doing the opposite, reclaiming mystery. And mystery is valuable. It builds tension. It drives curiosity. It keeps her name alive without her having to say a word. This quiet period isn't absence, it's anticipation. She's letting the media and fans speculate, letting theories spread. Because when she finally does reappear, every camera and headline will already be waiting. It's not withdrawal, it's strategy. The second sign, the media power shift. Over the past few years, Taylor has done something that few artists in history have managed. She's turned herself into her own media outlet. When she wants to speak, she doesn't go to interviews or press tours. She uses her platforms, her songs, and her films. Remember how she handled the ownership of her masters? Instead of battling quietly, she made it public, turned it into a story of empowerment, and re-recorded her entire catalog. She turned pain into profit. That's not just artistry. That's corporate warfare disguised as creativity. Now, she's applying that same model beyond music. Her film projects, brand deals, and production partnerships all point toward one goal: control of narrative. Taylor doesn't just want to be in the spotlight. She wants to own the light itself. Every frame, every lyric, every public appearance is filtered through her own lens. She's building a media ecosystem where no journalist, no critic, and no executive can twist her story. In a world where fame often eats people alive, Taylor has learned to feed herself. The third sign, the business empire. While fans were singing along to All Too Well, 10-minute version, Taylor was building something quietly behind the curtain. A portfolio that extends far beyond music royalties. Insiders speculate she's been expanding into tech, entertainment production, and even fashion, but the biggest move might be yet to come. Swift Enterprises, a rumored multi-sector media company designed to give her total creative and financial independence. It makes sense. Taylor's always been ahead of the industry curve. When streaming was killing album sales, she turned to touring. When the industry tried to control her masters, she re-recorded them. Now, as traditional media struggles and the entertainment landscape fractures, she's positioning herself as a one-woman network. Imagine it: films, shows, documentaries, and exclusive digital content, all under her creative control. Taylor isn't just preparing for her next album, she's preparing for her next era. One where she doesn't need anyone's platform but her own. The fourth sign. The personal reinvention. Here's something people often forget: every Taylor era mirrors a transformation in her personal life. The cowboy boots of Fearless, the red lipstick of 1989, the black leather of Reputation, the cottagecore of Folklore. Each image wasn't random. It was armor, crafted for survival. But this time feels different. There's no visible theme, no aesthetic breadcrumbs. It's as if she's shedding every skin she's worn before. For the first time, she's not performing emotion. She's living quietly in it. That's powerful, because the greatest artists eventually realize that true reinvention doesn't come from spectacle. It comes from silence. From stepping back, breathing, and rebuilding the soul before stepping back on stage. Taylor's next chapter might be less about proving herself, and more about defining what peace looks like when you've already conquered the world. The fifth sign. Cultural timing. Taylor Swift has an uncanny ability to sense cultural shifts before they happen. When the world craved vulnerability, she gave us Red. When society became cynical, she gave us Lover. When isolation hit, she delivered Folklore, a masterpiece of introspection that matched the world's mood perfectly. Now, the cultural tide is changing again. Audiences are tired of constant noise. They're craving authenticity and quiet power. And that's exactly where Taylor seems to be heading. Toward a new kind of influence that doesn't shout. In a world obsessed with speed, she's choosing stillness. In a world obsessed with attention, she's choosing intention. That's not retreat. That's leadership. The sixth sign. The long game. Taylor Swift isn't chasing charts anymore. She's chasing legacy. Her peers compete for hits. She's building history. By owning her masters, directing her films, and producing her projects, she's creating a blueprint that other artists will follow for decades. Think about it. She's rewriting what it means to be a musician in the 21st century. Not just someone who sings, but someone who controls the machine. Her next chapter isn't about releasing another album. It's about creating a dynasty. One that can outlast her career, outlast trends, maybe even outlast her presence in the spotlight. Because eventually, Taylor Swift the person might step back, but Taylor Swift the brand will live on as a self-sustaining cultural force. The seventh sign. The power of anticipation. Right now, fans are restless. They're watching, waiting, speculating. And that's exactly the point. Taylor understands that anticipation is the most powerful marketing tool on earth. The longer she stays silent, the more the world leans in. Every day she doesn't release something, the hunger for her next move grows. It's the ultimate paradox. By doing nothing, she's commanding more attention than most people do with an entire campaign. And when she finally does emerge, whether it's a new sound, a new film, or a shocking reinvention, it'll feel like an event. Because Taylor Swift doesn't drop music anymore. She creates moments. So what's next? Here's what we can expect. Taylor's next phase will likely fuse art, film, and entrepreneurship. Not just songs, but stories told across platforms, visual albums, cinematic experiences, or a brand new form of storytelling only she could pull off. She might take a step back from the touring madness and move into full creative direction. Writing for others, producing soundtracks, maybe even launching her own streaming hub. Whatever it is, it won't just be music. It'll be a movement. Because Taylor Swift has never been just an artist. She's a mirror reflecting every emotion, every change, every evolution of her generation. And right now, that generation is growing up, moving from chaos to calm, from proving to becoming. Taylor is doing the same. So when people say Taylor Swift is on a break, they're missing the point. She's not taking a break. She's taking control. The silence, the mystery, the strategic absence. It's all part of the setup. Because when Taylor finally steps back into the light, it won't just be another album cycle. It'll be a rebirth. The next chapter of Taylor Swift isn't just about music. It's about legacy. It's about power. And it's about showing the world that sometimes the loudest thing you can do is say nothing at all.